Yo, what's poppin'? What's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So in this video, I want to tell you that women always want the guys that they say they don't want, right? So what does that mean? That means that when you hear women in public, right? Let's say you might hear women on social media, women on a podcast, you might be at a social gathering, you're talking about relationships, you might be talking to your sister, you might be talking to your aunt or whatever, right? And when you're talking to women publicly, they're going to say, I don't like guys who are players. I don't like guys who are womenizers and guys who just want to have sex and hook up and all this other stuff. I want a nice guy who's going to treat me right, treat me like a princess, so forth and so on. You've heard this a million times, right? But what you have to understand is that women actually want, or I should say they're really, really attracted to the guys that they say they don't want. So the characteristics that women say that they don't want, they actually are attracted to those characteristics, right? And the reason why they're attracted to those guys is because those are the guys who are attractive. See, think about it this way, right? Women don't like to be cheated on, right? And it's not good for a guy to cheat, right? If a guy knows he wants to hook up with other women, he should just tell his woman, hey, listen, you're going to be my main chick, but I'm going to also be hooking up with other women. He should do that and be honest, right? But what you got to understand is that a lot of these guys, they're too scared to be that honest. So what would they do? They will be with a woman and they'll cheat on that woman, right? Then that woman, if she finds out that he cheats, she'll be upset. But the funny thing is, a lot of times women will stay with the guys that cheat on them. Why do they do this? They do this because the guys that cheat on them, right? They're attracted to those guys. But the reason why it's easy for those guys to cheat on them is because those guys can get other women. And the fact that those guys can get other women is the thing that makes the woman attracted to that guy. So in other words, a woman, right, says she doesn't like cheating, but she wouldn't be attracted to a guy who doesn't have the option to cheat. Meaning that if a woman had a guy who couldn't get other women, she wouldn't want him in the first place. So the funny part is that even though she doesn't like the fact that he cheats, she likes the fact that he can cheat, because if he couldn't cheat, she wouldn't want him. You see what I'm saying? So basically, if he couldn't get other women, she wouldn't want him. But she doesn't want him to get other women while he's with her. But the fact is that she is with a guy that could get other women. You see what I'm saying? So women, they'll say, oh, I want this guy who's going to be nice and do this and, treat me like a princess and all this other stuff. But if they were to get that guy, or if that guy was to present himself, she wouldn't necessarily want him, because the guy who is the most attractive guy, the guys who are attractive, won't treat the girl like a princess. The guys who are the least attractive would. And so at the end of the day, the woman is not going to want the least attractive guy. She wants the most attractive guy, and the most attractive guy wouldn't treat her like a princess. Why? Because he don't need to, because she's still going to stick around. She's still going to stay there. You understand? Because see, what happens is the reason why women will stay with a guy who cheats or stay with a guy who's a player is because a woman understands that it is difficult for her to get consistency, right? Non-sexually, with men in general. This is why it's easy for most women to have sex with guys, but it's difficult for most women to keep the guys they're having sex with, right? So it's more difficult for a woman to get a guy who's going to be consistent with her non-sexually, or, just be in some type of relationship with her long term. So if that guy cheats, she's going to be like, well, I'm not going to stop fucking with him because he cheated, because if I stop fucking with him, it may be a long time, if ever, I find another guy who's going to be consistent with me non-sexually, meaning being in a long-term relationship with me, right? So even though women will say, I don't like guys who cheat, they will stay with guys who cheat because it'll be hard to replace that guy who's cheating on them. You see what I'm saying? So they can kick him to the curb and get a bunch of guys who want to fuck him, but they can't kick him to the curb and get another guy easily who wants to stay with them. You see what I'm saying? So what you guys got to understand, and what I'm saying with this whole thing is this, is that when you guys are out there, I'm not telling you to cheat. I'm not telling you to be that guy. I'm just using this as an example to get you guys to understand what's really going on. at the end of the day, women will say that they want a particular guy, but the guys they say they actually want aren't the guys they gravitate to and respond to in the way where they want to, give that guy some energy and have sex with him and be with him. The guys that the women want to be with are the guys that the other women want to be with. The guys who could get more women, the guys who are the players, the guys who are the bad boys. You see what I'm saying? But this is the key though, this is the problem. Women want the guys who are as attractive as the player, the bad boy, right? They want that guy, but to only be with her. The problem is that guy doesn't exist. You understand? Shout out to my dude, Caleb Jones. I remember he coined it. Women want a submissive alpha. They want a guy who is going to be strong, dominant, and masculine, but also says, yes, dear. What do you want, dear? That guy doesn't exist. You understand? And so since that guy doesn't exist, what women are going to gravitate to is the guy who is the most attractive and most sexually attractive, which is the bad boy, which is the player, which is the guy who could cheat on them. So when you guys are out here trying to, listen to women and learn about attracting women or getting women by listening to what women say, you're always going to be led astray, because what women are going to say is they say they want a guy who's going to treat them like a princess. But what they actually want is they want the most sexually attractive, dominant, alpha male type of guy to treat them like a princess. But that doesn't exist. Why? Because he doesn't have to treat her like a princess, and he's going to keep getting everything he wants from the woman. Whereas the nice guy treats her like a princess, but she's not attracted to him because he has to treat her like a princess, because he has no choice. He has no options like the sexually attractive guy. You see what I'm saying? So when women say, oh, I want that, guy who's going to treat me good and all this other stuff. Yes, they say they want that. But what they really want is the guy who doesn't exist. They want the sexually attractive guy to treat her like that. But why would he bother when he can have all of them and not just her? You understand? So at the end of the day, guys, stop listening to what women are telling you and stop taking what they're saying seriously when they talk in public, because in private, they're always going to chase the bad boy. They're always going to chase the guy who is not the nice guy. All right. And guys, listen, if you want some information on how to step up your game, make sure you guys go to shoplocario.com and badboymembership.com. And I'm out of here. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone. I'm out. Now, before you go, click the link below and go to badboymembership.com. Now, badboymembership.com is a place where you go to get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. Listen, I know you're tired of being rejected. Go to badboymembership.com. I know you're tired of being afraid to approach women. Go to badboymembership.com. I know you're tired of not getting the women that you want. Go to badboymembership.com. Listen, I know you're tired of being alone on a Friday night. Go to badboymembership.com. Now picture this. You'll go from not getting what you want when it comes to you dealing with women to actually getting what you want, to being the guy women want to be with, women want to date, women want to have sex with. All you need to do is go to badboymembership.com, follow the steps, learn the game, implement the game, and then you will get the woman you want. Make sure you go to badboymembership.com today. Click the link below. If you're tired of spending your time, money, and energy on women just to find out that they're not sexually attracted to you, they're not trying to hook up or anything like that, or if you get into a long-term relationship with a woman who doesn't respect you, who's giving you a headache, having a lot of attitude, if you're tired of these things happening, right? Make sure you go to shoplocario.com to get my program, Master the Vetting Process, because vetting is a very, very important thing when it comes to the dating game. And if you don't vet women, you are going to be unsuccessful in any situation when you're dating. So make sure you go to shoplocario.com right now to get your copy today. Step up your game and go to shoplocario.com. That is the place where you can get my books, audio and video programs in one place. All you got to do is type in shoplocario.com and step up your game today. Game Kings 2, The Definition of Man is out right now. Click the link below or go straight to masculineidentity.com to get your copy today. Click the links below to get private one-on-one coaching sessions with Mr. Locario or Miles Cunningham to step up your game. These coaching sessions are designed to help you with your specific needs in the dating game. So make sure you click the links below right now so that you can step up your game today. Click the link below or go straight to mr.locario.com to get the documentary Game Kings, The Definition of Game.
Because Locario, in my opinion, it's the best dating coach on YouTube or whatever the fuck. Everything he says, ambulance. Everything he says, I have nothing against him. I have no contradiction. Everything he says, I say, yeah, it's this guy, it's on point, you know. This guy is good. This guy is how he's supposed to be.